They were extremely helpful and kind and always available when I had questions as a sell-side analyst about their companies. Toby Courthold, GPE, Andrew Jones, London Metric, Sir John, who was then at British Land, and they were all there. And for me, this book was also, it is a bit of my 20 years, but what I learned in there, and then with the people who I've been dealing with quite a lot, and what I learned from these people, and all of them, they are all characters, and they all have interesting quotes quite often, which are also in that book, which I think was quite interesting. But what most of them, how they really made money, was taking the contrarian side in transactions.
Because that's one thing you're quite big on, right?
Yeah.
And the word contrarian gets bandied around a fair bit.
Yeah.
What does contrarian real estate investing or being a contrarian investor mean to you?
Yes, contrarian. I mean, what you see a lot, of course, is that there are two ways, I would say. So first of all, property can be cyclical, and then you have structural trends. So clearly you make a big mistake if it is a structural downturn to buy into that because of a contrarian trade. But if the fundamentals stack up, and there are many cases, like with German residential, for example, in 2014, when the fundamentals stack up and the pricing is there, then why not? I think that a lot of fund managers, if I may say so, these days are all betting on the same things. And
bed sheds?
Yeah, bed sheds. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but what is quite interesting, if you focus also on the listed market, and I think always, even if you don't invest in listed property companies, it's a really interesting area because it is sort of measuring the temperature in let's say the direct market with real-time pricing. Okay, and what you are seeing today is that, for example, the best performing sector on the stock exchange has been retail for the last 3.5 years, almost consistently every year. Okay, for 3 years already, 3.5 now. Okay, and now I know that people have started over the last 12 months to talk a little bit more about retail.
Yeah.
But in the stock exchange, it's still happening for 3.5 years. Okay, and
it's almost like a leading indicator.
Yes, no, it's not always right, but yes, there is for 3.5 years. You can definitely say that there's something in retail with what is there to like, and it took a very long time for the direct market to pick up a little bit on that, and now some people are looking at it, but in no way it is in the same vibe as beds and sheds.